And welcome to Cinema 8. I'm James Tompkins here with Michael Steebing and Charlie Montgomery. We are here today as one of our watch party episodes to talk about their next round of Oscar winners going back in time. We started with 2024's Anora. Now we are at 2023 with Oppenheimer. Mm-hmm. This is a huge movie from a few years ago with from Christopher Nolan and part of the infamous Barbenheimer double feature.
I'm glad you mentioned it because that's what I was going to mention.
They are linked and intertwined forever, those two movies.
Mm-hmm. It'll never happen again. People keep trying to make it happen with other movies. It's not going to happen.
It's been the marketing gimmick. It was tried a few more times after that, and it has not worked again.
Like now it's like Doomsday. People are trying to push.
That's kind of like a standoff between those two movies because they're both like pretty much the same target audience for that, and they're like neither one will like leave that date. They both want to come out on the same day.
I am not seeing the Marvel one. Sorry,
Doomsday is gonna be so cool.
I will not be there.
Oh my goodness! I've stuck it out this long. I've seen every Marvel movie in theaters. I'm not missing Doomsday for the world.
Makes sense. Makes sense for the diehard Marvel fans.
I just feel invested in it at this point, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's like that's a whole week worth of movies, I feel like, all the Marvel movies.
I just feel like those are both big budget adventure movies, and Barbie was so different than Oppenheimer.
Yeah, that's what made that kind of fun, was they were both very different.
Yeah, I did a double feature of it.
Nice.
And, I ended with Barbie, which I think was the right choice.
Yeah, it's a good palate cleanser after the seriousness and length of Oppenheimer.
It was hard for me to get through Oppenheimer. I got a little bored, I'm not going to lie.
There are some parts that are boring, but it's definitely a very well-made movie. And, just seeing it on the huge screen as part of the experience of it, like so many of Christopher Nolan's movies, and seeing it in IMAX as I did, the 70 millimeter experience here at Celebration North here in Grand Rapids, that was quite an experience as well.
The sound design was crazy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it won sound design that year, but it should have.
It won so many Oscars that year.
Yeah, it did.
Probably like the Odyssey is about to do.
It won Best Director, Best Actor,
Best Picture,
Supporting Actor.
Robert Downey Jr. got another Oscar.
Yeah.
He sure did. Well deserved. He was great in this. There were so many. It's really similar to his newest film, Odyssey, there's so many big names in Oppenheimer.
Nolan's at the point in his career where anybody he wants to work with, he just gives them a call and he can get them.
They don't even read the script. They're just like, okay, except for Robert Pattinson.
Yep.
Robert Pattinson read the script because he was in Tenet. And he
didn't understand.
He probably agreed to Tenet sight unseen, and then realized when he got there, it's like, this is super confusing, and I probably needed to needed to familiarize myself with it before
I saw him say like, oh, there was days on set where I didn't even know what was going on.
Who am I playing? Am I his dad? Am I him? Am I his son?
But Oppenheimer was not as experimental that way. Like, you knew what was going on the whole time. There was no like hidden things like in like Inception and Tenet. Like, it's very straightforward.
I think that's when Christopher Nolan's at his best, when he's doing like so many out of the box things like you see in Inception or Tenet, even Interstellar.
Well, this was telling more of an adaptation, more of a straightforward adaptation. Not like a comic book adaptation like the Dark Knight trilogy, but he has to follow the life of Oppenheimer and tell this story, even though he is telling it in a non-linear way and telling it and going, back and forth, playing with, doing some in black and white, some in color, just not playing with their he's playing with their expectations, and jumping around and all over the place, and it can probably be confusing, even though he is telling. It's probably some of the storytelling can be confusing to people trying to make sense of where we are in history. Are we before the atom bomb or after the atom bomb in this sequence? But it is certainly, it's a propulsive, it's a moving, it's constantly moving forward narrative, even if there are scenes where there are a lot of dialogue scenes, but the Hans Zimmer score,
so good.
the scenes of even like the scenes of him being probed after the fact by this committee. There's this tension all around it that's just really masterfully done by him.
Charlie, what were the other movies that were nominated for Best Picture that year?
Well, the other movies nominated for Best Picture this year were American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest.
Maestro was the Seinfeld spin-off movie about the maestro.
I had out of the whole list, I only didn't see American Fiction and
that was good.
Maestro. Those were the only two that I hadn't seen.
I saw those. I didn't see Anatomy of a Fall or Zone of Interest.
I think Anatomy of a Fall was my favorite movie that year. That was
Really?
so good. Yeah.
Mine was Past Lives.
Past Lives was good
I
too.
like
I
it.
love that movie.
What a solid year.
Solid year. I was just, as I was reading the list, I was like, hit. Holdovers was great.
I feel like
Yeah, I
several of
like
those movies could have
Holdovers.
won Best Picture in different years.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy, like putting Scorsese up against Nolan.
Yeah, two powerhouse directors there. I didn't really like Killers of the Flower Moon, but
Okay, I wasn't going to say, I didn't know if this was a safe space for me to say I didn't like Killers of the Flower Moon.
I enjoyed that movie a lot.
I thought it
very
was
long, though.
boring.
thank you. Yeah, I did think it was boring. I of course love so many of Scorsese's old movies, and I think Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro are great actors. But I thought that I just think that movie was so slow moving, and
it's like, why do we need Native American story told by a white guy yet again?
and it was just so. I mean, it was what happened, but it was just the main. It was told. It promised to be told from the perspective of the woman. Like the way it was pitched, it was being told from the perspective of the woman. To me, it was not. It was told from the perspective of the villains.
Yeah.
And they were just the most evil, one-dimensional dullards on the planet. And so I just thought there's no sympathizing with them, of course.
No,
and
no redeeming qualities
Yeah.
from Leonardo DiCaprio's character.
and you're just watching them just take advantage of and torture this poor community. And it is what happened, but there's no suspense or in drama to it. It is just the grinding it out and watching it all happen. And I didn't think it was particularly effective in that way. I think if it had been more faithful, I didn't read the book, but from what I heard about the book, it was told from the point of view of the Jesse Plemons character, which was the character that Leonardo DiCaprio was supposed to play, but he wanted to tell it from the other perspective. But I don't think that they were successful really in capturing that other perspective. They just switched it to the villains rather than the community, and the community still got the Native American community still got, you know, it's kind of set to the side in the story, and it got focused on the kind of unappealing villains of the story.
Like that movie felt long, but Oppenheimer, I feel like didn't feel as long.
Well, Oppenheimer.
Like the pace was way different. It left you wanting more each scene.
Yeah,
And that's why I won Best Picture.
I saw Oppenheimer twice. Yeah, I saw it in IMAX and went back and saw it in regular. And it looked great on a regular screen as well. It's still a great experience to watch it either way.
But man, we're so lucky to have that 70 millimeter IMAX just right down the street.
Lucky.
People are coming from hours away to come to Grand Rapids to see this.
Yeah.
See the Odyssey here.
And someone who lives here can't even see it because it's all sold out.
Well, the tickets went on sale like a year ago.
Yeah, I should have snatched them up when they came out.
It's just hard to make plans like, July of, next year. I don't know.
And I'm not taking a whole day off to see a movie.
Or going to see it at 1 o'clock in the morning or 7 a.m.
I better get a really big Coke Zero for the
Yeah.
caffeine.
I wouldn't make it through it.
If you worked night shift, you could go at like 1 in the morning and get off, get out of the movie at 4 or something, and then go home and go to sleep and be back in the afternoon.
I just feel like when I'm watching movies, like my mental state, like how awake I am, how I'm feeling that day, like totally can change my perception of the movie. And I feel like I wouldn't enjoy the Odyssey if I'm falling asleep the entire time.
Michael and Jamie, you talked to some pretty cool people.
Yes, we did. We got a chance to talk to some nationally known filmmakers and a Academy Award-winning actress as they came to West Michigan recently. And when we come back, we will tell you more about that. Stay with us here on Cinema 8. Okay, we are back, and we are talking about a couple of screenings that we saw here in Grand Rapids recently. Michael and I got to go to a pre-release screening of the new Apple TV movie, The Dink, which is a comedy movie about pickleball that is premiering on Apple TV, I believe July 24th. So it is most likely out by now.
The embargo's up, so we can finally be free to talk about this movie.
We saw it. We saw it about just a little over a week ago, and there was a little bit of an embargo on it because it had not been released yet. But the producer, one of the producers was here, and he in town for the Beer City Open pickleball tournament, and to promote the movie, along with one of the actors in it, Mary Steenburgen, who is an Academy Award-winning actress and who's been in a lot of movies and a lot of comedy movies, such as Step Brothers, which a lot of people know her from. And
she's an elf too.
An elf, yeah.
And she won the Academy Award in like 1981 for Best Supporting Actress.
Yeah, for Melvin and Howard, the Jonathan Demme movie.
Yeah.
And
so she's from Arkansas, and it reminds her of Grand Rapids.
That's what she said when we talked to her, that she liked the community here. So, we watched the movie The Dink. It is I thought it was a fun sports comedy. It also stars Jake Johnson, Ed Harris, Patton Oswalt, Ben Stiller has a small part in it. He's also one of the producers. It's about a tennis pro, kind of a washed up tennis pro played by Jake Johnson, who he works at his dad's country club. His dad is played by Ed Harris, and he he's kind of down on his luck. He's got a injury that has kind of made him not able to compete in the big leagues, and so he's decides to take up pickleball, and he ends up meeting Mary Steenburgen and several other older women, and he ends up realizing he's good at it, and it somehow leads to a way for him to gain some more self-respect and respect of others. But it's a movie that kind of goes back and forth between a really wacky kind of irreverent, offbeat kind of like Happy Gilmore-ish comedy and something a little bit more naturalistic and even heartfelt at times. So I think it's a fun movie to watch, and I think it's a fun movie especially for people to watch on streaming.
So when we did the interview, it was right before we went to see the screening of the movie, and my thought going into it was going to be kind of like an over-the-top, character comedy, kind of like Dodgeball, and it's very different than that, and they kind of get into that in the interview. It's a very sweet, funny movie. The two leads have really great chemistry between the two of them. I really enjoyed this. It's available on streaming. It's a great movie to just throw on and kick back and watch. It's a very sweet movie.
Yeah, let's bring you those interviews now from the Dink.
And my agent called and said, before you sign those papers, I have a different offer for you. It shoots in LA, which is where I live. It's a comedy, which I love. It is with Jake Johnson and produced by Ben Stiller, who's also in it, and directed by Josh Greenbaum. They're all stars in every way. And then she said, and Mary is about pickleball. And I said, I'm doing it. She goes, well, I think you should read it first. And I go, no, I'm doing that one. Just close the other one. I have to do it. So that was it.
Absolutely. I mean, how could you say no to that?
I know. It's a lot of very powerful reasons to say yes. And I'm so glad I did. I had one of the best times of my entire career making it. I'm really proud of the movie. It's funny. It's about a sport. It's about friendship and loneliness, and it was challenging to do and fantastic to do.
Would you say that comedy is one of your favorite genres to do now, or your absolute favorite, considering how many you've been in?
Well, I've definitely been in more comedies than dramas, but I do love a great dramatic role. And but I guess I do. I'm just somebody who loves to laugh. I love funny people. I love being around them. I considered, Step Brothers one of the highlights of my life.
Mine too.
It was just like I get to be here and listen to these two crazy maniacs all day. It was just those kinds of things. I treasure them, and I feel lucky I get to do it. And I don't want to be pigeonholed into one way of working, but let's say I did marry Chet Danson for a reason, and part of that reason is just how funny he is. So, yeah, we like to laugh. Listen, this is a great city. This is a really lovely city. I was telling my husband about it this morning, and it reminds me a little bit the beautiful kind of solid 1940s looking classic brick buildings. There's a lot of that in my home city of Little Rock, Arkansas. And so it feels homey that way, and there's a lot of green, which is beautiful. I'm sure sometimes a lot of white. And people have been so friendly and so nice and so welcoming, and the tournament was fantastic to be a part of, and yeah, it's really great.
So you got to go to the Beer City Open pickleball tournament today.
Yeah. I introduced some of the players and met a lot of people there, and a lot of the players. Some of them already knew, so that was fun.
So how familiar were you with pickleball before you started doing the Dink?
I just started playing and had fallen in love with it, and actually was going to do a different project. And we were closing the deal that day on the different project. And my agent called and said, before you sign those papers, I have a different offer for you. It shoots in LA, which is where I live. It's a comedy, which I love. It is with Jake Johnson and produced by Ben Stiller, who's also in it, and directed by Josh Greenbaum. They're all stars in every way. And then she said, and Mary, it's about pickleball. And I said, I'm doing it. She goes, well, I think you should read it first. And I go, no, I'm doing that one. Just close the other one. I have to do it. So that was it.
That was really cool to get to see that. And another big screening that was happening here was at the Wealthy Theater, where the writer of American Pie, Adam Hers, was back for a special screening.
Came back home.
He's from Grand Rapids, and he
Went to high school in East Grand Rapids.
yeah, and he wrote American Pie sort of based on his high school experiences, based several of the locations on, he's got scenes set at Yesterdog here in Grand Rapids. And so, it's sort of coming of age story, and he based it on the place that he knew growing up and just growing up in the Midwest. And so we talked to him about, just the experience of writing it and coming back home. And it was cool to talk to him too.
Yeah, we talked to him right before they did a screening of American Pie, and there's a huge crowd outside. It was sold out, which I think just shows the testament of this movie came out in 1999. All these years later, how much people still love American Pie. I mean, it, had 3 sequels, tons of direct-to-DVD spin-offs. It was a pretty big franchise. So for someone, when they're pretty young to write this movie and, write it set in his hometown, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's check out that interview with Adam.
It's great to be back in GR. There's a memory on every street corner, everywhere I look. It's funny. It feels as soon as I walk into anywhere, it feels like I never left. Except the trees are bigger every time I come back. But Grand Rapids still feels like home. When I come back, it's kind of weird. I've been in Los Angeles 30 years, and each time I come back, it's just like a reminder of what the rest of the world is like. Right. So, go ahead. Tee me up.
What did it mean to you to set the movie here?
What I mean,
when you wrote it?
You mean why did I?
Why did you set it here in Grand Rapids?
Well, to set the movie in Grand Rapids was just a natural choice. It wasn't even a decision. It was just, obviously that's where it's going to take place. I wanted to write a high school movie sort of in the style of the films that I came up on. And obviously, it's got to be set in the Midwest. It's got to feel like a normal sort of place. In the script I wrote, I think I originally wrote, we're at East Grand Rapids High School. It's a blah, blah, blah. I gave a brief description, and then I said, you've probably been here. Because to me, it just felt like
I wanted it to be that sort of...
On every school.
Yeah, every school, this all-American place. But it originally had a different title, right? The script had a different title originally?
Well, the original, when I sent the script out to studios, the title was Untitled Teenage Sex Comedy That Could Be Made for Under $10 Million.
Right.
Because you want to telegraph it right to them. Which is one of the reasons we didn't shoot anything here. Because, to do it on the cheap, we doubled Long Beach for Grand Rapids. I mean, you're telling me that they're connecting, so I just wanted to write something that I guess felt true to me. Like, at the time as a teenager coming up, you'd see a lot of movies aimed at teenagers that like sort of told you what your life was supposed to be like. It was like a interpretation of it, but it didn't feel real. John Hughes movies were pretty close. I mean, often he nailed it. Breakfast Club is fantastic. But to hear that people still like the movie is, really gratifying, and it's kind of what I set out to do. So it's surprising. It's fun.
At the time, did you imagine it would ever turn into the success that it's become?
No, I never had any. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, I never had any hopes for the film other than like the people that it was for would think it was funny and for them. Like, I never thought about how successful it would or wouldn't be. I just really, it was, I just wanted to make people laugh. So.
It came along at a time when there was like kind of rode a wave when there's a lot of teen comedies that was just making a comeback too.
Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, when I started writing it, there were no teen comedies. Like, Hollywood had forgotten that teenagers went to movies, and like, whereas like the bread and butter of cinema throughout the 80s and sort of early 90s. So I was like, I'm gonna bring back those kinds of movies, kind of as a joke.
Especially R-rated ones.
Especially R-rated ones.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, what happened to Porky's? That was great. Like, kind of as a joke, but I was like, well, maybe I'll try and do that. Talk about it about every 2 years or so. It comes up. Some of the cast and I get on the phone. We talk to the studio. We almost get there, and it falls apart. So it's tough. There's by the time we got to American Pie 2, there's 11 people on the poster, and you got to pay them all. And from there, it just gets more. It's just logistics. So.
Yeah, I guess gradually smaller cast once you get to American Wedding and American Reunion. Though there was quite a bit of people.
Yeah, I mean that one I took a back seat on, so I can't speak much to it. But then I let those new guys come in and do what they wanted to do. But the real problem now is that comedies are gone from theaters, and it's sad to see, but what it is why I'm excited for tonight. I haven't seen this movie with an audience, and I couldn't tell you how long. A couple decades, easy. So.
Yeah, just to be able to watch it with an audience again, I guess it's fun.
Right? Like, it used to be you'd go to see a comedy in the theater and you'd talk about like rolls of laughter in the audience, and like, man, the audience loved the movie, as if you weren't a part of sitting in the audience. You know what I mean? It added to the experience. It still does. And so when you sit home at Netflix watching a new comedy and you're just sitting in bed like, we've lost like that communal experience. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, just laughing to yourself. It's not the same.
Yeah, and it's not, you need the social proof of like, okay, everyone else is laughing. It is funny. Like, otherwise, you're like,
Did you used to come to the Wealthy Theater when you were around?
I didn't. I'm still kind of a populist.
Right.
Not really until I got to college did I start to watch, I don't know, anything, I don't know what the word is.
Like art films or like a throwback older films.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, that was a cool experience getting to talk to him, and so thanks for joining us on Cinema 8 today. We will be back soon. If we do not get a chance to see, for all of us to see the Odyssey again for our next episode, which is it's very hard to get tickets, as we were mentioning. Our next episode should be another watch party episode with the next Oscar winner from 2022, Everything Everywhere All at Once. So stay tuned for that one. So we will see you next time on Cinema 8.